Hello and welcome to. Oh, let's put myself. Oh, I am on there. There I am over by the window. Okay, how the hell are you guys? Welcome to Wellness Wednesday, as usual. The best laid plans and all that. Yeah. Oh well, never mind. Just laughing away to myself. I was. How you all doing? I hope you're all well, and just looking forward to bit of a chill as we do on. I know just I know, I know. It seemed like a good idea at the time, Bridge. Yeah. Oh well, never mind. Can't always get it right, can we? Anyway, guys, I've got nothing in particular to talk about, so we'll just chill and we'll chat and we'll just chew the fat, as they say. And yeah, what have you been up to? I've been doing, oh God, so much, and I've got so much planned as well. Going into London at the weekend. My eldest boy's going to meet me off the train. That's if I get on the right one. And we're going to go to Camden. We're going down to Camden because we like it down there. It's very arty farty in Camden. So yeah, I may have to yeah keep keep me card in my pocket because there's always so much to spend there. Hang on one second. I just want to check the cat. All right, because she seems to be going a bit doolally, which normally means that she's brought something in, and we don't want that. So let me just go and check. Let me just go and see what this little naughty girl is possibly up to. So sorry, guys, you just got to put up with this just for 1 second. I tell you what, guys, it's going to be one of those days. I've gone out into the hall and I can't see her. So, yeah. Oh, well. Where is Edna? She'll be here in a minute, Barley. No doubt. Hey, Barley, how are you? Do you know, I was looking for a GIF or a GIF, whatever the name is, or the word is, that I did of my little kitten, just to show you, Barley, because Barley apparently does not go on my on my channel. So she hasn't seen my Oakley yet. My sweet little Oakley, who's driving me nuts. I tell you what, Barley, does your kitten still run up your legs as if they're running up a tree or something? Edna's missing in. Oh my God, you don't think she's been kidnapped, do you? By the other side. Good grief. Yeah, so getting back to the kitten. My legs have been ripped to shreds. That kitten is like he has these moments where he's just absolutely doolally. There's no other word for it. And okay, I'm laughing at what Barley said. You're proud. Good for you, girly. But this is drama. Yeah, this isn't Drama Friday. My cat is doing fantastic. She is ruining my makeup table. Do you know, kittens look so cute, and they are the cutest little things. I mean, I can't deny it. I mean, I love my Oakley to death. I do. But oh my God, he just runs at me and throws himself at me, claws out. And it's like I'm spending most of my time screaming, get off, That hurts. Um, so Bridge says, I had a cat as a kid that used to hide behind the dining room table and then jump out and attack your legs as you were walking by. I hated that cat, but he was so cute. I know what you mean. I know. Yeah, do you know, I've had kittens in the past, but I've never I'd forgotten that they inflict pain on you. Completely forgotten about that. So I mean, just as well I'm not into mini skirts anymore, guys. Let me tell you, because my legs are like all scratched up and painful. So yeah, that's that with the cat story. So right. So, what do we think? Well, there were a couple of things I had in mind, just to chill, really, because we need to save the drama to Friday. And oh my God, there's so much of it. Um, and Twitter. Maybe we should have a look at Twitter. Should we have a look at Twitter? That's all right, isn't it? What do you reckon, guys? Have I got my Twitter page? Oh, I haven't got my Twitter page up, guys. That's no good. What's wrong with me today? Where's my Twitter page? That must be on Drama Friday. Oh, dogs are super nice, and so are, yeah, but cats have a mystery in them, and I like mysteries attracts you. But I love all animals. I'm the same. I love all animals. I love wild animals. And I don't know if you get like Planet Earth in America, and if you've heard of David Attenborough, but he's like a presenter, and he's got this really silky voice, and he does all these nature programs and shows you wild animals in depth, and it's incredible. I love them. I love big cats. I love elephants. I love giraffes. There's not really one animal that I dislike. Well, I'm not keen on the ones with the really long noses. What are they? Um Forgotten what they're called. They look. I'm not keen on odd-looking animals. That's the only way I can put it, really. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yeah. So you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. He's great. I love him. And sometimes if, I want to put the TV on, just have sort of a moving picture, I'll put one of his documentaries on, and that's so good. And then they show you at the end of each documentary, they show you how the photographers and the videographers have managed to get these amazing pictures and amazing footage. And yeah, I love them. I used to, back in the day, I if someone asked who my favorite animals were, I would normally say um chimps, chimpanzees. But I kind of went off them a bit when I heard of like some attacks that they've done on people. Oh my God. And I just couldn't. I'm like, oh no. Bridge, are you coming up, sweetness? Because I don't know where Missy's gone. Oh, she'll be in a minute, all flustered. If you want to, you can. Um, Yeah, so I used to like them, but I remember, was it must have been in America. It's always in America. This woman whose best friend was attacked. Was it her best friend or was it her? Was attacked by her chimpanzee. Oh God, it just made me. It just upset me too much. And I must admit, ever since then, I've kind of gone off them a little bit. I know it probably sounds a bit silly, but I have. Um, but I love big cats. I love all the big cats. Um, and I was watching David Attenborough the other day, and he was showing some. Oh, here she is. Hi, sweetie. How are
Hi,
you?
Good, good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I was a bit flustered.
At the beginning, I'm like, okay, we got happy birthday. Now we got another song. Okay, now another song.
I clicked, I clicked on the wrong button. Oh God, why am I so stupid? So, yeah. So, do you like animals, Bridge?
I do.
Yeah.
I
Do you like
do.
wild animals?
Yeah, for them to be in the wild and I can observe on the TV. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't mean if. Yeah, yeah. So, would you ever go on a safari?
You know what? I don't know. I mean, I think it would be fun to see the different types of animals that are out there because there's so many that
Yeah.
I mean we don't even know. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
I know. Let me tell you, there's so many even in my garden. Today, I started phase one of redesigning my garden. So it involved moving a lot of a lot of pebbles. I like pebbles.
Hmm.
So it involved moving a lot of pebbles, and I found I don't know what it is. It was like a green thing. It was only tiny. I think it's like it looked a bit like a newt. It was
Hmm.
green and and it was like it sort of was scurrying around when I was trying to move this pile of pebbles. And in the end, I had to stop because I was frightened I was going to hurt it. It was only a tiny thing, about 2 inches long.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I've got all sorts growing in my garden because my garden's a bit overgrown.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, as I say, Aska, which is my older cat, she just uses my garden as an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. They love little scurry little things. Yeah.
oh my God, I know, and I hate it. And then sometimes she'll come in and she's throwing up left, right, and center, and I'm like,
Hmm.
"See, stop eating things in the
Hmm.
garden."
Hmm. Hmm. That one time my neighbors had a cat. What was his name? I forgot. It was some god name, or what was it? Odin. Oh, it was Odin. The cat's name was Odin. And I used to always pet Odin. He'd be sitting up on the little the little barrier between the two houses and stuff. And one day Odin brought me back a great present. I was just like, okay, this is disgusting. It was a huge, gigantic dead rat in front of my
Oh,
door. In front of my
oh, oh, that's
uh-huh,
gross.
uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Like I tried, I got a bag to scoop it up to throw it away. I couldn't even do it. It was so disgusting. I called my landlord. I was like, "You need to come get this because I can't do it." Because I feel like I could do anything. I was like, I can't do this. I need help. Please come get
Oh,
this.
oh God. I used to have another cat. It was a great big tabby called Trevor.
Mm.
Or we called him Trev for short. He was adorable, but he was a bit wild. He was like, massive thing. And he used to keep bringing me presents and leaving them on the patio. So I'd wake up in the morning and there'd be half this creature on my
Uh-huh.
patio, and I'd be
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh my God!" I'd run next door to my neighbour to clear it up. I just couldn't do it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I just
Uh-huh.
can't. I'm like that with spiders as well. Oh my God, I'm the biggest blooming coward. So I'm hoping that Oakley's not going to be a killer, but
I'm sure
Aska,
he's already attacking your legs. Of course he's gonna be a killer.
do you know, it's really weird, isn't it, how they're born with an instinct?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was
Mm-hmm.
watching him the other day. Now, what is he? He's 8 weeks. No, he's more than that. He must be 10 weeks, something like that now. Or 11. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And I was watching him looking out of the window, and a bird flew by, and his eyes went like, and I thought, how does he know that that's the thing he's going to be chasing all his
Right.
life? It's
Mm.
weird, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So there's a real sort of instinct in there, and
Right.
and he's too young to have learnt it from his mother.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's an instinct. I
Yep.
just hope he's gonna go for the spiders because my Aska is rubbish at spiders. She'll catch anything running in the garden, but in the house, nah, can't be bothered. I'll leave that for you to scream about, Mum.
Oh
It's
my
just
goodness.
awful. Um, but yeah. So I've decided I'm going to keep Oakley in the summer because I don't. Well, at the moment, he's definitely too small. He can't go out until his second lot of injections anyway, which are next week.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but he's too small, and we have great big like buzzards. Well, they're not.
Mm-hmm.
They're like kites, I think they're called, that fly over. But I know that they're birds of prey. And I'm just worried that one's going to swoop down
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
pick up my little one. So no, he's not going out this summer for sure. He's just going to be too small. So how are you doing with your little pet? How and what's the situation with getting another one to accompany him, keep
So
him company?
Gordo is just, oh, here he comes because I said his name.
Oh, bless
He's just,
him.
yes, he is spoiled right now, getting all the attention. I'm kind of just waiting for another pet because, like, the pet will come to me. Like, I'm not actively searching, but the pet will
Yeah.
come to me. Just like Gordo came to me. Like I told you, I was going to the store and I saw this lady. It was like this homeless lady with like 3 dogs, and she was having trouble. She's yelling at them and stuff, and I'm like, don't yell at the dogs and stuff. And so like
Oh.
I started talking to her. We were talking and stuff, and I was just like, yeah, I was like, I was looking for a dog. She gave me one of her dogs. So, and that was Gordo. So
Oh,
Gordo came to me.
wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you know how old he is?
He's about 10 now because she said he was 8 when I got him. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What did Barley say? I believe that one must form a bond, so to get second pet fast is not smart.
I had a friend years ago who had lost a cat. Who lost a cat? It got hit by a car, and he was telling the guy that lost the cat, like, you should get one right away, like replace it right away. So it was just
Yeah.
opposite as what Bally said. But I mean, I feel like you kind of have to grieve that the pet that you lost first.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. I
know.
mean, I lost Trev
Hmm.
um about 5 years ago,
Hmm.
when I first moved in here. And yeah, and I lost him and I was absolutely heartbroken.
Hmm.
And I must admit, I didn't think, oh, I must go out and get another pet.
Yeah.
But it was in the back of my mind,
Hmm.
because I've always had a pet, and normally it's a cat. I've had dogs before, but I'm rubbish with dogs. I think I'm too scatty for them, and I just drive them nuts. And I don't know why, because I do like them. I've had a Bichon, Bichon Frise, and I've had,
Oh, that was my first dog that I ever bought by
oh,
myself.
was it?
It was she was half Bichon Frise and half Maltese, so big white fluffy,
Oh,
little white fluffy dog. Yeah.
beautiful.
Hmm.
What
Hmm.
did you call her?
Sugar, and she was mean as hell, but that was Sugar.
Oh my god. Well, I called mine Hadley,
Uh-huh.
and he was adorable, but he was the biggest Bichon Frise that you've ever seen. He was
Hmm.
massive. And yeah, God bless him. When I downsized, I had to find another home for him because I couldn't bring my dog.
Yeah.
And I was really upset about it. Um,
Hmm.
but I found him a really nice home in a town not far away, and I know he's well looked after. So that's all you can hope for. If you
Yeah.
have to give up your pet, there's no way I could put him into a shelter or
Oh
anything like
no.
that.
Yeah.
They've got to go into another home environment. So, but yeah, oh, he was a one. But I realized that um i'm not I'm just not good with dogs, or they're not good with me. I think they just can't work me out, Bridge. It's like, what do you want me to do next? Whereas cats, I'm fine, they're fine with me, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, no, I've had a few. When I was married, I had a lab.
Hmm.
Labs are so excitable. Have you ever had one?
I usually stick with the smaller dogs.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
huge. But they're well, it's not that they're huge, but they're very strong.
Uh-huh.
Um, I remember taking my dog to a market once, and it was a big market, and he was pulling so much on the lead, and every time he saw another dog or every time he saw a bit of light between somebody's legs, he'd dart through it. And I'd have to hang on with my lead. And by the time I got home, I had welts in my hand. It was,
Mhm.
I thought, I am never ever taking him there again. It
Well,
was
let
a
me tell you,
nightmare.
with Oreo, the one that just passed away, like I would have her on the leash, carrying the leash, and she would see like a bird or a squirrel and dart after it, and like she pulled my shoulder, like it the muscle was pulled. So I got a thing that goes around your waist that like I would attach this thing to my waist and then attach the leash to that because I was like, this dog is not pulling my arm out of socket. They are strong.
No. Yeah, because you're only Diddy, aren't you?
Hmm.
You're a Diddy one, like Slow Mama. Two little Diddies. Two little Diddies squabbling on the internet. Oh my God. Right, let's see. Capone, hi, darling. And we've got Sasha, hi, darling. Right, okay, let's see. So Capone says, we lost our cat growing up. My mum got us a dachshund that same day. Was it a
Mhm.
miniature dachshund? Because my daughter had a miniature dachshund. And oh, they're so yappy though. Oh, he was called Archie and he was so yappy. So Sasha's favorite dog is a Shih Tzu. Well, I kind of understand that.
Gordo is half Shih Tzu, half Poodle.
Oh, was it? Oh, so you always go for Diddies. That's because you're a Diddy.
Little
You could
ones,
have a
yeah.
whopping great
I
big
need,
one, could you?
yeah, yeah. I need a little dog.
Oh, so Capone says she likes boxers, and I think Daxies. Do you mean what are Doxies? I think you mean Daxies. I like I like the look of um boxers, but again, they seem very muscular and very strong.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, if a boxer comes running towards me, I don't worry. I don't think, oh my God, he's going to attack me, because I think they're very friendly dogs, aren't they? They're not sort of aggressive. So
Right.
that way, I don't mind them. But yeah, oh, you should adopt
Oh
Bug.
no.
No, no, no. I know. Can you believe that? He's not potty trained. I know. That's insane. But do you know what? Maybe he was potty trained,
Hmm.
but the upset of moving cross country and moving into a house where there was already an alpha dog, that may have upset him and
Right.
set him back a bit. Sorry, Bridge, were you going to say
No.
something?
No.
Yeah, so I think that's what could have been the issue. Um, right, they are not like cats. They very much thrive off of whatever energy you were putting out. Cats don't care. Yeah, that's probably it. Ah, my cats, yeah. I mean, my cats, I adore them, and I know they adore me. But and my dogs do as well. But I think my energy is a bit sort of skewed sometimes. So they're like, "What? What are you talking about?" Dogs have a soul. Cats are just evil. Oh, Sasha, go and sit on the naughty step. Go and sit on that naughty step. I don't know. I think they both have souls, but I
Cats
think
just don't care. Cats don't care. They do their own thing. They're just like, let me go over here where I want to go. I'm not going to really pay attention to you unless I want to pay attention to you.
Yes, cats are very independent, if there's
Uh-huh.
what to
Uh-huh.
say. Okay, Capone, thanks for coming in, darling. We're always good, always, especially on a Wednesday. Um, right, so Sasha says he's just not walked enough. That's more her fault than Bugs. Yes, I know.
But
I know.
she had to walk her dog. Well, she did. She had dog walkers, I
Hmm.
believe, because living in that condo that she had to walk them at least a few times a day.
Yeah, but I do remember her saying that she got walkers. But I
Yeah.
mean, those dogs, they're big dogs. They need a
Yeah.
lot of running. Where I used to live, there used to be in the house opposite, they had two bounding boxers, and
Hmm.
she was always out with them, always, and not
Hmm.
just walking around the block with them. She would take them like in the car and obviously take them for a really good run because I think the bigger dogs do need that. I don't know where
Hmm.
she's lurking. No idea. Maybe she's in. Maybe she got her membership from you know who. Oh dear. Good luck there, darling. I'm sure she'll have a whale of a time. Yeah, I know you're only joking. I know you're only joking. Um, yeah, definitely paid. Yeah, she did pay for a dog walker. Do you know what? I mean, I know it's Wellness Wednesday and all that, but I watched a clip of Negs's last or one of his last streams. Do you know that man is absolutely doolally? He's
Yeah.
absolutely insane.
I
And
haven't seen him
sometimes
lately.
the things he comes out with, and he comes out with a lot of things that you know that he's only saying because he wants to upset people. How can I
Yeah.
say? Um, and you know, he'll go from race to homophobia to politics, and all of what he's saying is absolute garbage. But it's like, Jesus, man, get help. I mean, I remember I did a video on him years ago, and
Mhm.
it must be years ago, where I was talking about him saying that he had BPD,
Mhm.
and I was giving my opinion and everything
Mhm.
because I I actually believe that a lot of his so-called symptoms are made up or performative, put it that way.
Mhm.
When he's online, I think it's performative. He can't possibly be like that in real life with DC sat there, can he?
Who knows? Like who knows?
It's insane.
Yeah, yeah. But my thing about him is like he talks about a lot of issues that he really doesn't understand, doesn't know
Mhm.
the details of, and doesn't grasp the concepts, and he
Yeah.
just keeps on talking like he does. It's just like, no, shut up,
I
please.
I honestly, Bridge, I couldn't believe the things he was coming out with.
Hmm.
And then he was saying things like, "Oh, we've got a lot of Mexicans moved into Indiana,"
Hmm.
and you know, and I thought, "Oh, now what's he going to say?" Oh my
Uh-huh.
God, the things he said about the Mexicans, and then of course he then went on to the political stance,
Mm-mm.
and it was like, "Man, what are you doing?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you know,
I was going to say that he knows the answer to the black issues going on too. So he's all knowing, according to him. We should all take his advice.
all knowing with absolutely no sense,
Yes.
no sense
Hmm.
whatsoever,
Hmm.
and just an antagonist. That's what I
Yep.
would call him. He's
Yep.
definitely an antagonist. And, you know, how he's managed to get where he is today, I mean, in years wise, without being beaten to a pulp, I
Well,
don't know.
That's because of the town that he lives in. I mean, he's in a predominantly white town, like 99% white, and I
Oh,
think
he said that as well. He said
uh-huh.
that. Oh, we're 99% white over here. So we recognise when these Mexicans came in, and I thought, oh my God.
Wow.
Sasha
Wow.
told me to read the chat. Hang on a minute. Okay. I hate drama because I had to leave my 2 dogs in Bali behind to bring to the US was $12,000. My mum took
Wow.
them after she locked them 3 months up and sent me daily pictures. Oh,
Oh, wow.
oh,
Mm.
Bali, that's awful. Sorry about that, darling. Did you see how Negs and DC were trolling Sarah Locklear, porn bombing her using the N word on repeat?
Mm.
Really?
Wait a minute, but are you sure it was actually DC and Negs? It could have been some other people.
It was nuts. Well, yeah, that was nuts. Oh my God. Now they're fine, thank God, but it breaks my heart. I don't see pictures of them or anything, but I know they live well.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, Barley. Right. At one point, Sarah started using the N word too. Oh my
she
God.
uses it regularly, though. I mean, that's nothing new.
She said she has half black children so she can say it. Well, that's like
Absolutely
Timber
not.
saying it. Do you remember when
Yep,
Timber
yep, yep. And
was
that was the
saying
whole
she?
thing. Yep.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. And I used to follow her then. I used to go in her chats, and I thought she was all right. I thought she was genuine. But when that came
Mm-mm.
up, I was like, what? If I turned around and called one of my kids the M word, honestly, they'd have me taken away by the men in white
Yeah.
coats. I'm telling you. They'd think mother's lost it. She's
And
definitely lost it.
the fact that Sarah thinks that she can say it because she has half black children, no, absolutely
No,
not. No,
that doesn't make her black.
exactly.
It doesn't
Mm-mm.
matter what colour your children come out. Sasha's turning this into Drama Friday. And guess who was doing this with Negs and DC?
Oh,
Oh, okay. I don't know this Dark Ninja guy. I'm reading the chat, Sasha. It was Bridge. It was Bridge. They were sniping her and laughing on Rumble.
oh,
Oh
he
my
was.
God.
Wow, wow. DC too, though. Like I can see the behavior out of Negs, but not really DC.
Mhm.
But maybe I don't know. Who knows?
Rumble allows you to use the N word, does it? Negs even had his Discord up showing who was in the group.
Wow, wow. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Sasha says, yeah, she was there. She ought to be ashamed of herself, but I mean, to be honest, I think that she's just beyond help. That's all I can say. Absolutely, no, I just can't. Do you know? I do wonder how these people that have stood by her, particularly the people that I was friends with, how do they see? How do they accept what is still going on? What is going on there? I don't understand it.
Because I've thought about this. I think it's that, you know, at first it's just little things and you let little things slide. You might be against the stuff, but you let little things slide and then it just slowly builds up. And after a while, you don't even realize how much things have changed and you're still there. So things that you may have thought were unacceptable, you've slowly started to accept because they've just built up over time.
Oh my God. I mean, I must admit, I think I see things quite quickly in
Mhm.
people. And I think that's more like a self-preservation thing because I've sort of had to be like that growing up. And
Uh-huh.
also, being having a nice tan, you sort of pick up on things when, uh,
Uh-huh.
and you just sort of grow up like that. Um, I mean, but I just can't. And I know that there's one of them that occasionally sort of comes out and speaks openly about them and says that, oh yeah, you know, she's my best friend and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, are you serious, man? Really? Who in their right mind would firstly announce that someone like that was their best friend? Who would do that? And then to do it so publicly, I just can't. I'm dumbfounded, and I'm just glad that I'm just not involved in it. I couldn't be involved in it. I just couldn't. Barley says, I've never said this N-word in my life. I know about it, but I went from grade 1 to international school, so I was brought up that this is not a word to use. Simple, never use this word. Exactly. Yeah. And I think, you know, the thing that's so offensive, well, it's more than it's not the only thing that's offensive, but these white girls who have mixed race babies, that does not make you black. You know, that does not mean that you can go around and start using words that are only really acceptable when another black person uses it.
Right.
And, you know, it's not a word I've ever used either. I mean, I've had it been used against me or to me, but it's nothing that, you know, I wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, it's beyond me. But I'm sorry I had to bring that up. That was on my mind because I was listening to it in the car, you know, and I thought, my God, this man is absolutely, it's just awful.
Yeah, I cannot even listen to him. Like I haven't attempted to listen to him because he's just so dumb to me.
Yeah,
he's just dumb.
No, and it's like, can you actually hear what you're saying?
Yeah. Like I used to watch him. I used to watch him a couple of years ago, and I would just laugh and crack up at the stupid stuff that he says. But it's gotten so outrageous.
Yeah,
I can't.
Exactly. And I think especially, I'm actually looking for that video. Do you want to watch some of the video that I did about his mental health?
Sure.
Because let me say, there, let's see if that's it there. Right.
I agree with Tasha. Tasha says he's gone beyond lulls at this point. I agree. Like it's not even funny anymore.
Was it ever funny?
I would laugh at him. I would laugh at him at all the stupid stuff that he says and all the stupid assumptions that he would make. I would laugh at it. I thought I would laugh. I wouldn't laugh with him. I'd be laughing at him.
Yeah. But I think, can you really laugh at somebody that is so offensive? Especially, I mean, he's just offensive to everybody.
I don't know if he wasn't as offensive at that time, or if it was just that I wasn't used to him saying all that stuff, so it was novel to me, and it just built up over time where I'm just like, oh, you're disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Let's present. Okay, let's see. Okay, so if I put us there, let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's go
a Utah sweatshirt on? Utah?
I don't know what I'm doing with that on. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. But Utah's just like out of nowhere. Like, who is Utah?
I don't know. I probably saw it in a shop and thought, oh, that looks all right. Don't you be picking on my clothes? Yeah, that's better. Right, now this was 2 years ago. Okay, so it says it's entitled Neg's Mental Health Live React, and I do get a bit triggered in this. And let's get rid of that. Don't need that. So let's make it cinema. That's better. Right. Okay, let's go. So where are we? I think we just started at the beginning. So if you want to say something, no, I haven't. I haven't visited Utah lately. No.
Nobody goes to Utah. Who goes to Utah?
I'm sure it's a lovely place. Anyway, this is what I had to say about his mental health. Okay, here we go. Oh, in YouTube, yes, I know. I know there's a lot of people going live at this moment.
Okay,
let's move on. And that's that it was like, oh, look what I can do. You know, I can do this and I can get away with it because I've got 1001 supporters who are going to do it with me or going to do it for me. That's what I witnessed. I also witnessed constant threats, including on and offline. I remember DC being doxxed terribly, and having a picture of her front door or something. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about there. I thought I was talking about Negs. Right, where are we?
You were.
Oh, have you seen this?
No. But I'm from what you're saying in the video. Yeah, you were still talking about Negs.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll go back a bit. A place of hate. And I think that's the difference. What I witnessed from Negs was real hate, real vitriol, racism, cruelty, anti-Semitic behavior every single day, over and over and over and over. And he was allowed to get away with it. And these people that he targeted, also DC, he targeted her as well, and FFG. And the thing is, they came up with it. They came up with all these disgusting nicknames for them, and then everybody in that crowd used that nickname. I mean, it's just awful. It's just a horrible, horrible thing to do. And I mean, when I look back at this now, I'm like, can you believe that he's now living with her? Edna, get your ass up here. What are you doing? And only if you're up to it. When him and Belinda went after Frank and Drag, worst shit ever.
I don't remember
know about that. I know Drag, but I know Dragnot. Yeah, is he still around? You know,
I know he took a break for a while. I think he's back. I've never really watched Drag like that though.
No. And Frank, I knew Frank. I had him on Sweet Talk once. He was a nice guy.
Really?
He seemed like a nice guy. What did you think of him? Did you like him?
Yeah. Oh. I mean, I think that Drag and Frank are nice people. Yeah. Even though Drag gets on my nerves a little bit because he's so, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, I know what you mean. Those two were extremely racist towards Drag.
Oh, really? Huh?
I didn't know that. Hey, Edna, I've made room for you at the bottom here. Hi, darling.
Hello.
You woke up?
I said, yes, ma'am. I'm up here.
So we're just looking. We ran out of things to talk about. So we're just looking at this mental health video that I did about Negs.
Okay.
So anyway, before we go on, what was I going to say? How are you? How are you? Have you had a good week?
I'm doing okay. I don't know. Like I have a lot going on between housing and employment and health. So it's like I'm working through it, but no complaints.
Good. Well, it's nice to see you, darling.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
And of course, darling Dee Higgins, what did she go through? What did that man and Hussey put Dee Higgins through? And the thing is, they all think now, oh, I'll say sorry now. I'll say sorry. Their reactions, or Neg's reaction at the moment, is trying, as he's trying to claw himself out of the murky quagmire that he dug for himself, is to try and reach out and say, please, I didn't mean it. I've got mental health issues. I didn't mean it. Okay, so this video is to show what I believe is the situation with Negs. Let me just change this background back to that, and I'm going to look at the comments, because otherwise I'll be going to... Gretchen, you can't chat. If I crack up about those noodling, do what... are not mine to accept or not. But I'll say this: an apology without action is just an empty promise. We are proven by our actions. Very well said,
True.
Fit and Curvy. I agree with you. And I have to say, what happened to Fit and Curvy?
She's still around.
Is she?
I think she hangs out, because I see her on Twitter all the time. But I think she kind of hangs out with Frank. Yeah, or she was for a while.
Yeah, and didn't she used to go? Didn't she used to be in the hyena arena?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, amazing when you look back. I mean, this is only 2 years ago. When you look back and you see what the people are doing today, it's like, oh my god. I mean, that's one thing with me. I have stood by absolutely everything I've said, always. Right, okay, now, oh, what's this? Even Gigi stormed off panel when confronted by Drag and Frank about the crap him and Negs and Belinda was saying. Wild days. Really?
See, I remember the whole Gigi stream when he was on panel with, I forgot what Frank's little group is called. What do they call? I forget.
Oh, what they call? Not Happy Fam. No, I've forgotten.
Yeah, but I remember.
You're talking about Petty Fam?
No.
No, the other group, you know, with Frank and Dragnot. Oh, the Geek Room, that's it. Yeah, the Geek Room.
I remember that whole incident where Gigi stormed off the panel because like Drag pissed him off. Drag basically was talking down to him like he was a child because he was throwing a tantrum like a child, and Drag was just like, no.
Yeah,
he got so bad.
Oh God, it's a bit like somebody said the other day that he only let me on panel that day because he knew that I would show myself up. No, I didn't show myself up. I mean, there's one thing with me. I don't, you know, I'm not sort of flighty, and I'm no flip-flopper or anything like that. And if I say something, I'll stand by it. And if it was a mistake, then I'll apologize. That's it, you know, in a nutshell. But yeah, no. He said, oh, well, the best thing to do is just to let them bury themselves. I thought, well, I buried you, you moron.
Right, yeah.
Because the best thing to do is to be able to debate them, you know, intelligently, but he couldn't do that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's what I was kind of getting round to. I was trying to do with Gigi. I know he's a, you know, a sneaky so-and-so, but we were talking like adults. And I was ready to ask him some proper questions, you know, but yeah, unfortunately, because it was on Slow Mama's channel, I didn't get the opportunity to do it. But yeah, and that's why I said to him, that's why I said to Gigi, I'll quite happily talk to you. You know, I don't have an issue with talking to you. But listen, I'm not going to talk to him as if he's like a friend. I'm going to ask him what the hell he's doing. And I would ask him some questions that he wouldn't want to answer. So yeah. Okay. Sasha's trying to cause trouble in
Right.
the
I don't
chat.
think Sasha's in Monty's chat. Get out of here.
Is Monty still going?
Yeah, that's where I was. Sorry, I was late.
Oh, what? Oh, heck no.
That's not good, is it? That's not good.
Oh, well, I'm sorry,
Honestly.
Sasha. I didn't see you if I ignored you. My
Hang
apologies.
your head in shame. And I actually created a special banner for you. There.
Oh, I'm
Shoot from the hip
sorry.
sometimes misses, but we all love her anyway.
Oh, thank you. No.
I'm going to take that down now. I don't mean it now. You've had it. Anyway, so let's get back to the mental health thing. That I'm very black and white in my thinking. I think because of my mental illness, and I can't. I get to a stage where I'm like, done, out, no more, can't take it anymore, and I'm afraid that's where I am with this person. I'm done, and yes. In DC's chat yesterday, I found myself triggered because this darling being was in there, and yeah, he triggered me. If you look at the back of this, you'll see some of the chat that I put up there. I'm getting triggered because I know he is full of bullshit. That is my opinion. It doesn't have to be yours, guys. It's my opinion. It's my life. And I also put, you can be mentally ill and not be a, what did I put there then?
That's what I was
A
wondering.
nasty person. Barley is blocked in your chat. What? You're blocked in Barley's chat, Edna. What are you doing blocked in Barley's chat?
I wasn't trying to listen, this is not Drama Friday. I just wanted to let her know.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're talking about mental health.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. It's all right when just the mods fight. That's probably because it's only the mods that come in. But hey, we still get the views. You know, it just amazes me how we get nobody in, and yet people are always talking about us, guys. Yeah, interesting that. Probably. Hi, KM. Nice to see you here. Welcome. This isn't. Oh, hi, Jamie. This isn't my usual type. Get on with it, Jan, for goodness sake. Right. Okay. So let's get going, shall we?
So we don't know.
I don't want to be a victim in this. I just want to make it right and just go back to doing.
Sorry, Edna?
I said, so we don't know what the end of that is. You can be mentally ill and not be a blank. We don't know what the blank is.
It's probably like a bastard, something like that.
Okay.
Be mentally ill and not be a bastard. Probably something like that. I don't know. The things you pick up on, Edna.
Next stuff. I'm not a fucking violent criminal. I got no excuses. Somebody was grilling me about my mental health earlier.
That was me. That was me who was grilling him about his mental health. The reason I was grilling him was because he keeps saying he's got BPD. I've heard him say he's got BPD. So I thought if I ask him, I'm just going to ask him what traits he's got. And he'll say in a minute how he responded to this. Okay, let me just get rid of that for 1 second. There. Hi, Frank. Thanks for popping in,
Frank.
sweetheart.
Oh, okay.
I hope you're well. Yeah, Frank and we used to chat. He came on Sweet Talk, and yeah, fine before everyone hated me. But hey, do I care? I couldn't give a monkeys. Lovely to see you. Right, so let's get on.
I don't know what that matters. I mean, somebody asked me about like 5 points of BPD. I don't know. I got stars.
Right. What's important to realize here is that he automatically says that, firstly, if you've got BPD, thanks, Sasha. I just had to jump in there because this is quite serious, but I think I say it clearly in this, so I don't need to keep stopping it, if that makes sense. Is that all right, girl? Or have you fallen off, have fallen asleep?
No, go ahead.
No, yes.
Okay. Hey, you don't call them points. You call them traits. He didn't know what traits were, guys. He didn't know what traits were. So what does that tell you? It tells me that he's not been diagnosed. Because when you get your letter that tells you that you have any diagnosis, mine happens to be for BPD. It also tells you the traits. So that was a specific question I asked him because I wanted to hear whether he had traits. Now, not only was he incapable of answering that he'd got traits, he called them points, bullet points. No, they're not. That shows me that he's actually been just Googling it. He's been Googling it. I have to say, after I did this video, guess who on Twitter, and I think on one of her streams, then had the audacity to say that I got my diagnosis through Google.
I remember because I distinctly remember it was on one of her streams, and she said that you had self-diagnosed yourself by looking stuff up on Google. I distinctly remember that.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't understand why everyone's so against self-diagnosis anyway. Like, you know yourself the best. And I think with the high level of masking people can do, like a doctor's diagnosis isn't always accurate.
You are hitting on, look, and because you know that whole Amanda Seales thing, where she basically said that she had autism and stuff. And I'm just, and people are like, oh, she's self-diagnosed. I said, let me look into this. And I've been watching video after video of people with autism. Some of them have been officially diagnosed, others have not. But then even the ones that are officially diagnosed, they're just like, we accept people that are self-diagnosed.
Because like, nobody's pretending to, like, I mean, maybe you have some kids or, I'm not saying nobody, but like generally speaking, like autism, ADHD, like mental illness is not like a fun flex. So yeah, like what's the benefit? It's kind of ridiculous that it's like they're gatekeeping, because what are the resources you're getting? Like, obviously you have this man here acting a fool on the internet, right? Like, he's not getting any help and he has a diagnosis. Like, saying you have a diagnosis doesn't automatically mean anything.
Yeah.
Well, it does. It means that you've been diagnosed by a mental health professional who has to be educated to such a degree that they can diagnose, and there's only psychiatrists that can do that. Psychologists can't. It's just psychiatrists along with psychologists. They work together.
Right. No, I hear what you're saying, Jen. I think it's very different maybe in the UK than in America, because from my understanding, like, even if you have a diagnosis, like, to get any benefits, there's still a whole nother hurdle. And like, the stories you heard about people trying to get on disability is ridiculous. Like, they flat out deny you the first time. Like, you have to fight, like, even for like our unemployment that we pay in, like they play games with that to get you not to collecting your benefits. So this whole idea that people can just act crazy and live off the government, I don't know. Like, it's interesting that that's such a big narrative because I don't see that really being the case.
Mm,
I know in a lot of cases, because I watch a lot of true crime, and in a
Hmm.
lot of cases, in some cases, you get people that try to plead
mm,
insanity.
mm-hmm.
Now, psychiatrists can tell if somebody is pretending.
True.
Um, but also I know even in cases where people aren't seen as being psychologically damaged, or have some sort of mental illness, one of the first things that the police will do will make sure that they have a psychoanalysis test. So I think, I don't know,
Is that
I don't know if
like
I
is that
agree.
I was going to say, is that in the UK that the police will see that you have a psychological test? Because that doesn't happen in the US. I know for
No,
sure
it
that doesn't
does.
happen.
It does happen in the US, because
Hmm.
I watch American
Hmm.
um crime as well. And I mean, it's like, people like Ted Bundy, who
Oh.
was prolific.
Hmm.
They gave him test after test to see,
Hmm.
there must have been something wrong with him, you
Well,
know.
that was the court. That was basically the courts, not the police, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I probably said that wrong. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's probably the courts that
Hmm.
ask for that, to make sure that, or to ascertain whether the person has some sort of mental illness or whatever. So I
Hmm.
think, I don't know if I agree with you there, Edna, about it doesn't matter if people self diagnose. I think it does. Um
What I mean is, even with a proper diagnosis or an official diagnosis, there's no like there's like okay, so let's say even at work, like you might be able to get certain what do you call it, accommodations maybe, but
Hmm.
there's like also the flip side where they're probably going to like stigmatize you or kind of place you in a certain box as
Hmm.
well. Like I feel like for any pro that you're getting, like there's a con or there's more that kind of goes against sharing a diagnosis or you know what I mean? Like it's not, I don't know. It's kind of like when someone comes forth with like saying that they're a survivor of SA or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
mhm.
there's a lot of scrutiny, there's a lot, you know what I mean? There's not a whole lot of upside to it. So it's, I don't know, it's just kind of, it's just
I think.
weird that yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that sometimes too, people may use mental illness as an excuse for their behavior. And that's
Yeah.
where maybe the fabrication comes in.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can say you're depressed or whatever. Like I watch, how many times, or I don't know, maybe you guys don't know, but we would be watching Pete, and he's like, "Oh, I'm depressed," and we see a man in active depression, right? Like
Hmm. Hmm.
taking care of the cats, not taking care of himself, not be,
Yep.
all these things right in front of our face, and people are like, "No, he's just lazy. He's just,"
Mm.
and it's like obviously there's not effective health care, mental health care to help him, live his life productively or whatever, if that's the best he can do when he's seeking out resources.
Hmm.
I mean, it's difficult because you can say things. I mean, whenever I saw Pete, I just saw him as somebody who was on the spectrum. I mean, and I
But he
wasn't.
hasn't been diagnosed.
No,
Right.
he hasn't. But just by seeing him and hearing him, to me, it seems fairly obvious
But
that
you're
Hmm.
not a psychiatrist.
I know, I know. I'm not diagnosing him. I'm just saying how I feel that he acts. Um, but and it used to upset me to hear people just saying, "Oh, he's lazy. He's this. He's that. He's this."
Hmm.
When to me, it seemed obvious that he was on the
Yeah.
spectrum.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because if you speak too much, then people say, "Oh, well, you're just diagnosing them."
Hmm.
But if
Yeah, like
you're,
the with the Rosie lady. Like she's coming on here, sharing her experience and people are like saying that she's trauma dumping or she's, whatever. And it's like, how do you talk about sensitive topics and not be accused of something like that.
Right.
And she's like, you know what, don't tag it. Like, she's not even saying, I don't want you talking about me. What? She's just like, leave me out of it because I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z over here. You know what I mean? And it's like, I totally get what she's saying.
Yeah. She's just trying to sort of chronicle her journey, I suppose.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And
putting her life out.
how did people find her? I mean, how did because this part of the internet is so uncaring, I think, when it comes to mental health.
Mhm.
There's certain people that will just call you, as soon as you tell them, oh, well, actually, yes, I do have mental health issues. And then, you get called crazy or, you know, all sorts of terminology
Yeah, wasn't
that,
that like sorry, I'm jumping ahead because I was just gonna say like the woman in Gigi's chat or whomever in Gigi's chat. I can't think of her name, but you made a community post about it.
Hmm.
no, I don't know. I don't really watch
Oh, oh,
Gigi.
oh, no, 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 no. This weekend where they were
Yeah,
saying about you. They were talking about you, Jan.
Oh, right. Oh, what? The one that I did yes,
yeah,
okay. Yeah. And coming out with all this crap when, as I've said many times, I'm very open about my mental illness. Um, and I'm not ashamed of it. And it's just something that has um yeah, it's blighted me in the past, but it doesn't make me any more of a creator just because I have to deal with mental health issues.
Hmm.
Um, and for this person to come out with a complete load of tosh after I've spoken out about it in the
Hmm.
past
hmm
is just I nearly didn't answer, and then I thought, no, I will do because this is something that people, and it's not just me, it's many hundreds of people that have been diagnosed and have spoken openly about, mental illness that,
Hmm.
we have to put up with. We have to put up with these people who
right.
will try and paint a completely different picture of what you've said. It's like
Hmm.
rewriting what you've said, you know.
Hmm.
And yeah, what is her name? Jasmine. That's it.
Oh, okay,
And
because I couldn't remember.
yeah, she's one of Hussey's stands. We'll call
Yeah,
it.
she said she. What did she say? Oh, she said, "Oh, Edna hates Chantal." I mean, I'm like, first of all, we're not even talking about Chantal. Like, what the, you know what I mean? That's second of all, when have I ever said I hated that lady?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate anybody, even with the people I don't like. I don't hate them.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just it's infuriating if you allow
Mhm.
it to affect you. I don't allow it to affect me because I know that I've spoken on it and I'm not going to keep repeating over and over and over
Hmm.
again. There were a couple of other people that wrote something underneath her comment. It must have been on my channel, and I just blocked them. I just deleted it because I'm not accountable to these people.
Hmm.
Right?
These people that think they can come and tell me about myself. I
Hmm.
know who I am. I know
Yeah,
what I live with. Do you know what I mean? I don't need some
yeah.
idiot writing, oh, but you said this and you said that. I know what I said.
Hmm.
And, I don't lie.
And the
And
thing is, these people are strangers. Like, they might think they know a
exactly.
lot about you, but you know so little about
Hmm.
somebody over the internet. Like, you
Hmm.
really do. So it's like
Yeah,
it's the gumption. Like, I don't even know the audacity people have, to feel so much whatever about someone. It's like, calm down.
I know. It's just insane. And when they wrote underneath it, um, I thought, and I nearly didn't remove it. And then I thought, why do I want the comments of
Hmm.
two people that have just got hate in their heart
Mhm.
Hmm.
on underneath? my community post, and it was quite a long community post. I explained how I was feeling at the time, and I'm not going to go over and explain things to these people.
Mhm.
No, I'm like, oh, go off somewhere and go and hate somewhere else. I just can't be bothered with it. It's insane. And it's like they want some kind of, what is it? They want some kind of validation that what they've said is fact. Because they're so, I don't know, what, do they feel so inferior with their own lives? That they feel, oh yeah, well, she's talking about, she's had mental health issues and blah blah blah. I remember talking about it on the live stream. Do you remember when I was saying that the nurses came and knocked on the door?
Right.
And it was an appointment for an assessment. It wasn't a psychiatrist or anything like that. And I thought, do I write, another paragraph explaining, well, no, actually this happened and that happened. And I thought, no, you don't deserve my words. You just don't deserve it. If you want to believe that, you believe it.
Well,
Right.
like with the whole, you saw my post on Twitter where I was talking about my schooling and stuff like that. And then I had some girl, she was saying too that she was like, yeah, she commented on it, and I was just like, besides the fact of I've done these years of schooling, I said I've worked through these years of schooling too. Like I've had jobs throughout these years, and she was just like, oh, she was like, because they're saying that you're just living off of loans and grants.
Yeah.
I said, oh, okay.
And even if you were, what business is it of hers? You still have to repay that money.
Yeah. But
And
she was
education should be free anyway, with all the tax money we pay.
right.
Yeah, but also it's your life choices. It's nobody else's.
Right.
So if you choose, sorry, Bridge, go on.
No, because she was saying too, because she was like, I'm just listening to what they say, and she was just like, they're just saying that, like, you're just sitting up there living off of grants and free money and stuff like that. And she was just like, I didn't even know. Like, she wasn't passing judgment or anything like that, because she was like, schooling is hard work. It's harder than a job.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I said, I'm working through all this too.
Yeah. I mean, what do they think you're doing?
And people realize there's a lot of politics and stuff that goes into academia. It's not, we don't have to get up on a tangent, but it's just like there's a lot of work just getting through school sometimes on top of everything else. Yeah.
Well, one of my daughters, she's got a law degree, and she went through all the studying and everything, and it was amazing how much she had to study. And so I can understand that. And when I saw that post, Bridge, when you said, people try and hit you over the head with the fact that, you want to improve your education, or you want to get as much as you can, from the education, from learning about things. It's like, how can you batter somebody over the head for doing that?
Right.
It's like, it's just insane. And then you get these little people that come up and say, "Oh, she's still living in a dorm." And
the thing is, as a Black woman, like, women wasn't always able to have access to education. Black people, you know what I mean? So it's just the fact that we live in a time where we don't have to deal with those barriers as much. Like, why not?
Yeah.
But it's also obvious that they have not seen a dorm. They have not been in a dorm, because I've seen the dorms at college. I've never lived in a dorm. We had dorms, and I saw the dorms, and it was just basically like a bunk bed with a desk.
Yeah.
That's a dorm.
Yeah, it's almost like a jail cell. Like, well, maybe like a jail.
I know.
But no, like mine, it was brick walls. You had 2 desks.
Well, I've had 2 of my kids go through uni, and neither of them stayed in a dorm. One of
Mhm.
them, luckily, the uni was within driving distance, so she used to drive home every day. I mean, she does say that sometimes she wishes that she had sort of, not necessarily stayed in a dorm, but rented a house.
Mhm.
Because that's what my son did when he was in uni. He rented a house with, I think, 3 other students.
Mhm.
And but yeah, I mean, none of mine have been in dorms, but I have seen them. I have seen
Mhm.
them, and I know that that, as you say, they're like blooming prison cells. Oh,
I mean, there can be some really nice dorms. I shouldn't say it like that, but just in my experience, it wasn't like I don't know.
Wait a minute. Okay, so for my bachelor's, there were the college had the university had the student apartments, and then off on the other side, way on the other side, was the actual dorms. And
mm,
so the dorm we would go over to the dorms, but to like party and stuff like that, because it would be a lot of
Yeah, it could be
international students.
fun.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of international students stayed in the dorms, but we called them the projects.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say it's not as nice as Bridget's place.
We going
but
over
you
to
know
the
what
projects.
though? Which is ridiculous that people will find anything, whether it's a success or something that
Mhm.
you've achieved or you're hoping to achieve. They'll try anything to switch it around to be a
Mhm.
negative.
Because I was just thinking too. I've said, imagine if like I failed out or I quit my program. I was like, if everybody would have something to say about, oh, she couldn't even finish.
I know. Can you imagine? And the funny thing is that all it takes is one person to say it, and then they
Uh-huh.
all run with it.
Yep.
It's like, are you
Hmm.
all a pack of bloody sheep or what? Have you not
Yes.
got? You've got one brain between you. It's like it's insane. I mean, even when I was at school, it wasn't like that.
Hmm.
So God, it's incredible, really. But
Hmm.
anyway, shall we just get back for the last, say, 20 minutes or so?
Oh,
If I,
Sasha had put a clip in there too with timestamps and everything. It
oh,
was
what's that
about
about? Okay,
Uh,
the
how do I
Timber.
click on that then? How do I do this?
Can we? I just request that we do it on like maybe 1.25 or
okay.
1.5. It's Hannibal. That man speaks
Oh
so
God, is
slow.
it? Oh no, I don't want to play Hannibal.
No, it was Sasha said it was what's her face? Timber lying
Oh,
about something.
Timber.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to do it. Hang on, where is it? Let's see. I don't know how to do it on here. Let me see. No, I can't. Right, I've tried to copy and paste it. I can't do that. No, sorry, Tasha. I don't do it on here. All
Oh.
right, you're just gonna have to listen to me a minute. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah. Here we go.
I think you can just go to his
So
channel.
he's like, oh, what? What, Edna?
I think you can go to his channel. I'm sorry. You just like, well, can't click it. Moving on.
Do you want to see this then? All right, we'll do it.
Just because
God's
Sasha
sake.
requested
I
it.
was going to talk about. Anyway, we've said everything we needed to say about Negs. What's he called now? I've forgotten him. What's he called? House of
Hannibal. Oh,
Hannibal.
Hannibal, yeah.
God's sake. I'm being bullied on my own panel. Right, House of Hannibal.
Was it the
Right.
last stream, Sasha, or what's the name of it?
No, it was like one that was almost 7 hours or something.
Oh
Oh my
gosh.
God. Oh, he does live stream for a long time. Okay, was it this one? Hang on one sec. Was it this one, Standing on Opinion? This is right, 2 days ago, 5.5
No, that's not
hours.
it. This one
Panel
was like
time.
6 or 7 hours.
That's
Oh,
that's
Oh,
it right
panel
there. Panel
discussion. That's
time.
it.
panel time. Okay, where's the
And the
time?
fact that they found like
They said
Right, hang on.
2 hours and what was it, 50 minutes?
2 hours. Okay, where is she here? Can't see her. Okay, here we go then.
No, she's not up there.
Europeans, when you're 16, you're deemed as an adult. Bali has admitted that she was born, her mother was a prostitute at the age of.
Who's that woman talking? Who's that?
I don't know. Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Yeah,
Moving on.
sorry.
Right, 250. Okay, we're coming up
I
to it.
think
We're
we
coming
can
up to
go.
it.
Yeah. Okay, it's coming.
Right, in a minute she will speed it up.
With the plague, so
I never covered. I only have one video of Nutter and Foodie Beauty. When she tried to say she was abused, that's the only video I did.
That's not Timber.
Mm-mm.
All right, okay.
She was gonna give oh, hold on. That's not me echoing, is it?
That's okay. There she is.
That's
Yeah.
Timber.
I don't
It's
think that's
you.
I think
TV in the-
somebody has a TV in the background.
Yeah, there's a TV in the background somewhere.
Is that me echoing?
Hold up.
It sounds like South Park, if that helps.
Oh, I don't have a TV.
Sorry. Oh dear.
I don't own a TV.
I'm using my
anything?
TV right now. So
Regret. I'm sorry to interrupt, but Regret, can you please mute a little bit because I'm having a hard time hearing the conversation and I can't really hear with the background noise. I'm sorry.
Okay, anybody here?
mhm.
Who's that guy at the front at the top? Who's
That
this
is-
guy?
That's Inferno. He's the one that I was getting the clips from for Yo Mama. He's done a few videos about Yo Mama.
He's the one, isn't he the one that Yo Mama says is racist though?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Man, everybody's racist. So. That's like default with these people.
Oh, that's all right then, Edna.
I don't hear shit anymore. We're good. Or at
Okay,
least if,
I
on
think
my
we're
end.
done.
Yeah.
Right, tell me to 1.5 it. Okay, where are we? There. 1.5. All right.
Okay, so you remember that Bally came and she had the hit list.
Which
Hit
is,
list?
See, I can still hear echo on my end.
I don't hear an echo from
Oh, you know
I'm
why?
clear.
I know why. Hold on one second.
Yeah, no problem.
You got something in there playing in the background.
Oh, Sasha, I didn't know that was him. Okay. That's funny.
He's the one who covered Joe Mama at the Crypto Stadium.
He was
Mhm.
saying that it was that your mama was lying about being there and it was a live stream.
Oh.
Yeah, he totally missed the mark on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We all do that occasionally, don't we, Edna? Ah, ah.
Okay, my bad. I didn't have it muted on YouTube. Okay, you remember when she first came? We found out that Natter had posted, all their chats to where she was telling him, she hated Jewish people. She remember she had a whole hit list of people.
Mhm.
I mean, it was written
Alex
down
Shook
on.
was on that, right? If I'm thinking of the right list, Alex Shook was mentioned.
I don't remember, but I know Foodie was on it, and there was
Okay.
a whole list. Like it was a written out list. Natter probably still has it put up, but he outed her for that, and she admitted to that. Also, she admitted in chat whilst this video was out, while she was in the hotel, she moved to a whole hotel because her husband Steve was tired of her stalking Yo Mama, for lack of a better word.
Look at your screen.
Hey, me?
It's on screen. The list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Dang, that
so
was fast.
she's coming for, I think, 1.2. She's coming for Bali, is she?
Mhm.
Sounds like it.
I'm not paying. I'm not
I
paying a
hate
bit of
you.
attention to the screen either. Yeah, there was a
I
whole
hate you.
list, and she wanted him to take them out, and she was going to give him her restaurant in Bali. Remember?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's all right
It
here.
was-
I'm about to play the
crazy.
video. Mhm.
It was play. Oh, okay,
Oh,
good.
yeah, play on these, please.
Let me mute because this can tell it right here.
So remind me why we're watching this.
Sasha wanted
Sa-
to.
Yeah, Sausage said that Timber was lying about stuff.
Okay. It shouldn't really be on a Wednesday, but we're here now. I'm sure something else will come back. Something else will come for Friday.
Yeah, I made a video about it. I made sure that I captured all of this because I was like,
Oh,
no,
you know
ma'am.
I've seen every video in your whole stash at least twice. Shit, I know what videos you got.
Why is Alex too shook on any of this?
Because he has numbers.
Don't worry, guys.
Now, Hannibal, I like him also as an entertainer. He has a voice, he has intelligence, and he's mean. This guy's frustrated. I'm telling you, he's frustrated because he's attacking me. I'm not monetized. I said some private stuff. Some people on.
In here, I posted on the side to make sure that everybody could read that these were the messages between her and Natter, where she was saying,
I still think he's dodgy.
I mean, okay, listen. This whole Valley stuff. This happened how long ago?
Right.
Thought you missed Timber. Thought you missed Timber. What, I've missed her? You've completely taken the wheels off of our live stream.
Well, Jan, you played the happy birthday song in the very beginning, so
I may have to just delete this stream. It's just been a complete disaster. Bloody disaster it's been, guys.
Jan, we should start doing true crime. I'm really getting into it.
Are you serious, Edna?
Yes.
The last time I did a true crime on here, you said, "Oh well, we're just sitting here because we want to be relaxing."
I know, but now I'm into it.
Okay, and I got it all set up. I got everything set up like that, right?
okay.
And
So
you're
this is a case that I just found out about, but nobody has really done any videos on it. It's about this girl who basically the father abandoned the family and she was raised by her mother, but around 16, 17 years old, she decided she wanted to meet her dad. So after some reluctance, the mom said, okay, let's meet the dad. You can go ahead and meet the dad. So she met the dad, formed a relationship with him. He had another daughter that was a little bit younger, like a year or two younger than her. Her and the half sister started getting jealous of each other, and they wanted to know like who the dad loved the most. So the sister and her half sister and her made a bet of who can entice the dad to sleep with them the first.
What an evil was this?
And the girl won. The girl won, had just met her father, and then people around town, they started talking about it. The mom didn't know. The mom caught wind of it, called the police and stuff. Off of that, they went and got married. And he said that, like, I don't think that I'm her father because I'm not on the birth certificate and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
no.
yeah.
That's a thing though. Like when I forgot what it's called, but it's like, yeah, like that happens. That's crazy though.
And I'm just surprised that, like, because I've seen like short little videos on it, like 2 or 3 minute video, but nobody's gone in depth about this whole thing.
Have you got the name of her? Have you got any names?
I can get it. I forget right now, but I can get it.
Okay.
Because I've heard something similar. When you said it was like the stepdad and the daughter, I know there's another famous one about a stepdaughter and the father, and they got married and everything, but there was nothing about, I don't think there was another sister involved.
But this isn't a stepchild. That's his biological child.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yep.
Right, so what would it be called? Biological, what would it be called? Sisters fight for dad, or
yeah,
fight for father. Sisters fight for father.
Let's see.
And have no apologies. What? Oh God.
Okay, I found it. The name. The dad's name was Travis Fieldgrove.
Right. Travis Fieldgrove. Oh, okay. All right. Do you want to have a look at it? Right, there's
Sure.
there's something here. All
Sure.
right. There's something here that's quite it's short. So ready to glare. So we could look at that. Oh, that's him there, the bet. Right. How we ended up marrying. So she married her dad. Oh my God. Let's look at this one, shall we? Let's just sort this out because I have to get it right. We've got it over the wrong side now. Hang on a minute.
I'm finding it's called an Electra complex, or at least that's what Freud called it. But I haven't heard that before. It was another word that I saw, but it's like a phenomenon when, like, they're both parties are adults, so like the child's grown up and they get to meet their parent. They like,
I have heard
it
something like
happens.
that
Yeah.
before. Yeah, I have. Right, okay, let's have a look.
Did you know that around 90% of blood pressure monitors are not clinically validated? Monitor your heart with...
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So by the time you see this, I'm going to be on spring break. I don't know why I look rather fishermanly today. I don't know, I think it's the beanie. Regardless, it's me, your favorite fisherman apparently. Since I'm on spring break, I decided to talk about something super lighthearted. Incest. So anyway, this case is truly terrifying and alarming to me because as much as, when you're aware that there's all this fucked up shit going on and you're not exactly ignorant to it in the sense of, it's out there, but for a while you're like in this cloud of maybe like your own problems or in my case, my own mental illnesses. And you're just kind of like, oh, this thing is out there. That's how I feel about incest. I had very pleasantly forgot about it as a concept, but here we are. So I'm going to start off with a TikTok that gives you a lot of information and I'll be linking the TikTok down below as well. But then I have things to add.
These sisters had a competition to see who could sleep with their dad first. This is Samantha Kirshner, and in 2018, she met her father. She was 17 at the time and always wanted her father in her life. She even met her half-sister and formed a close relationship with her. By September of 2018, Samantha and her half-sister were battling for attention from her dad in the most unexpected ways. That's when they decided to have a competition to see who could sleep with their father first. On September 10th, Samantha slept with her father for the first time, and in the following month, they ended up getting married. Samantha's mom was clueless about the marriage, and she ended up notifying the police that Samantha's father had inappropriately touched her.
Right, so hang on a minute. The other sister, right, they're both full-blooded sisters, are they?
They're half sisters.
Yeah.
But the dad is both their father.
Oh, right.
So this is wrong on so many levels. Not only are they related, but she was a minor.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
they're trying to fight to like get rid of child marriage. Like you need to be at least 18, and like people are like what do you call them? Politicians, like Congress people are trying to fight it.
Wow.
I mean, as Sasha says, what sort of sisters were they? What?
Right.
Jesus.
I'm wondering if that other sister just was like trying to, like did it as a way to get her to, like thinking that her dad wouldn't go along with it. Maybe she was trying to trick her sister.
Mm-hmm.
But why would that even be in their minds, though, Edna?
I don't know.
It's like, Jesus. High random fish genetic attraction is a thing they've talked about before. There's supposedly a high incidence of cases like this. I know someone this happened to when she was reconciled with her dad, but no marriage.
Wow, that's a lot. Wow.
Oh, it's sick.
It is.
Yeah, dirty minds. I just can't imagine that even entering their heads. I mean, look at him sat there smiling. Ugh.
Samantha ended up admitting to police that her and her father had a sexual relationship, but they did not believe that they were actually related to each other. Police then asked Samantha on why she would even do this, with the possibility of this actually being her father, and she stated it was because she had a jealous competition with her half-sister. DNA tests later confirmed that that was actually her biological father.
Oh, and you can see actually looking at that picture there.
They look alike.
They look alike. She's got the same. Yeah, you can see. Oh my God! And she married him. Why marry him?
Because they didn't want to get in trouble.
How old was she? I missed the ages.
Well, they met when they met when they were 17, and I think it was going on for a couple of years. So I think she was above age.
But even so, it's still sick.
It is.
Father. And any children that they would have would be deformed. Any child, no. Or what's the word? Not necessarily deformed, but damaged in some way. You can't. Yeah, no, I can't think of the words. I'm so shocked about it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Police then arrested Samantha and her father, Travis Fieldgrove. In 2019, Travis was sentenced to 2 years in prison after pleading no contest in incest charges. Travis stated his actions embarrassed him and he deeply regrets sleeping with his daughter. His lawyer stated that he had a brain injury and was not a high-functioning person. In June of 2019, Samantha got a 9 months probation and served a 22-day sentence.
Oh, so he got it's because he's got a mental illness, guys. What about the girls? Oh my God. I just can't.
Okay, so I understood everything until we got to the sleeping with their dad competition, because honestly, as sad as it is, like you'd want sisters to get along, you'd want there to not be competition, it does make sense that you might feel like you're getting less attention, or you might actually be getting less attention in this situation. And initially, that was where my focus was, how difficult it must be to have a quote unquote new family member appear out of nowhere and try to integrate, as much as it is to be the new family member, right? All very complicated. I had not factored in what was going to happen. I genuinely am aghast. The sole concept that two people in the same household are off their rocker enough to compete for their father's attention in that way.
That's exactly it, isn't it? There's something seriously wrong with those girls.
The girls and the father, like for the father to entertain that is wild. Like I can kind of see it with the child he didn't raise, but with the child he raised, that's I'm almost stunned. Well, I am stunned, but I'm almost speechless. So who is the person that came into the family? So these two girls are brought up together, are they? They've got
No.
Right, okay. Someone tell me while I have a sip of my Pepsi. Tell me who's the new person that came into the family? One of the girls.
The girl that married the dad. Yeah, the girl that married the dad is the new girl. Because she was living with her mother, and she had no relationship with her father. She didn't know who he was. But then the mom agreed to introduce her to the dad, and then that's where it all started.
Okay. It's just and
they're saying that this sister rivalry, this sibling rivalry has escalated to the point where they were trying to vie for his romantic sexual attraction.
Right, so this video was 2 months ago, so it's fairly recent, Bridge, like you were saying.
In the kind of sexual gratification trophy dad. Feels gross even saying that, but it really does feel like, now I obviously am not there, I don't know, but I would surmise that some of it, much like men who marry way younger women, a lot of the time use them as trophies. In this case, I think it's more complicated because it is a competition, so there is kind of the trophy like, haha, I'm better than you because he slept with me first.
Oh, I'm sorry. This just
Jen's brain is broken.
It is. Yeah, my brain is broken. I'm telling you, this live stream has been all over the place, and it's meant to be Wellness Wednesday, guys. But hey, Jesus.
But it's also the question of, I think for one daughter to fit in, to like be loved by a parent who wasn't there, and for the other one to show that she's still alpha, basically. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to reason away what they did, to be clear. I just need to understand to a degree. I was going to say so I can sleep at night, but I think understanding might help me not sleep at night. So at this point, we all lose. So I started looking into this.
Yeah. I just want to say, I wonder if the other daughter had already had sex with the dad.
Yeah.
For that to even come up.
Or maybe not maybe they didn't go the full way, but maybe there was some touching.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what she says.
This more to see if there were other things we should be aware of outside of this TikTok. So one thing I also wanted to clarify is, in looking at this, I found one sole article that didn't seem to be a reputable source. It's not like a journal or a newspaper. It just seemed to be more bloggy than that. So I'm not going to cite it. But there was one source that claimed that Kirshner did jail time. That is not accurate, and we're going to talk about that. She avoided incest charges and was sentenced to 9 months of probation for a different charge. So it says Samantha Kirshner, 21, was sentenced to 9 months of probation after entering a no contest plea to a misdemeanor charge of false reporting, a reduction of the initial incest charge. So no prison time for her.
So I looked further and I found one article from the Mirror saying that she was in jail for 22 days. I don't know how much I trust the Mirror, so let us just put it this way. If she did prison time, it was less than a month.
Like we already heard in the TikTok, they say that she had a sexual relationship, her father, 39-year-old Travis Fieldgrove, beginning in September. So one of the creepy things for me is that they did have sex once she was an adult, legally everywhere, because I know different states have different rules, but they met when she was 17, or like they re-met, I guess, for the first time when she was 17. That is not something I'm completely ignoring. Now, yes, 17 is close to 18, is close to being a full adult, though we can go on the whole thing of like your brain isn't fully developed until you're 25, blah, blah.
Right.
I will say the 17 factor is something that also stays in my head along with the incest.
Yeah. Girls, you're going to have to speak because I can't get my head around it.
Well, what is there to say? Because of course their brain's not fully developed that they're thinking of, these kind of contests to have. Like, this isn't, I don't understand the thought process of putting the daughter in jail. Like, obviously she needs like intense therapy or something. Like, what is jail time supposed to do?
I think that was sort of bouncing around in my empty head as well, because I'm thinking, okay, so they're charging her as well, but then are they charging her because she was 20 when it happened?
I think they charged her because since they got married, they lied on the marriage certificate or the marriage application that they weren't related.
Yeah. Yeah, I do need a cup of hot sweet tea. I'm telling you. I'm going to have to go and lie down in a darkened room after this. Too much.
Saying, you guys can let me know. I know that's not the main focus here, but I will say that already made me raise my eyebrows a little bit. Anyway, interestingly, not surprisingly, the father, Fieldgrove, initially denied to authorities that Kirshner was his daughter, claiming the fact that he is not listed on her birth certificate constitutes proof. But a DNA test administered by authorities revealed a high probability, specifically 99.999%, that she is indeed his daughter.
Well, yeah, he can't argue with that, can he? And even so, I mean, just even if it did turn out that it wasn't his daughter, just the possibility of her being his daughter is just, wouldn't that be enough?
Listen, a man old enough to be my father isn't even appealing. Like, I don't, it's 17, 20. You're looking at somebody who's at least 40 or, in their late 30s as a romantically.
Who doesn't like it, Tasha? You're welcome here, sweetness. Listen, if we can have the old roaming Edna in here, we can have you in here. Edna's off here, there, and everywhere. We never know where we're going to find Edna. Oh, dear.
So So I also think that this is kind of ridiculous to deny that someone's your daughter. It would be one thing to say that you don't know or you have no reason to believe someone's your daughter. I feel like that's more believable, right? Because if someone says, oh, this person's my daughter, unless you're particular, you're probably not going to run a DNA test on someone you're marrying, right? So you could be that unfortunate in some parallel universe, I guess. But to say, oh yeah, I'm not on her birth certificate, so definitely can't be her dad. It's like, did you just have that ready to go? Because that makes
Tasha, stop it. Save it for Friday. Drama Friday. Don't. I've got so much to say on him and I can't. We mustn't. Okay? Wellness Wednesday. All right.
You need an emergency stream, Jen.
Yeah, I may have to do one.
He sounds suspicious as hell. Like, people give themselves away, truly. But anyway, I mean, I'm glad they do, but it's, wow. The father and daughter married on October 1st, and police allege that they did so after they caught wind of a police investigation into their illicit relationship. VT.com reports, citing a police statement on the matter. Fieldgrove ultimately pleaded no contest to criminal attempted incest, and a judge sentenced him to 2 years in prison. Fieldgrove must also submit to 1 year of supervised release, and he is to have no contact with his daughter. I think the real tragedy here is that we have a case that turned perverse, granted, but at the very
I quite like that idea. Birthday crisis stream. Yeah, we should do that. Honestly, I really try not to talk about him, but he's just too easy. It's like, oh man.
You know what? I used to feel some kind of way, or not feel some kind of way like bad, but like, yeah, I would agree. But nah, since he loves to play those birds, so.
Mhm. Yeah. And the joke is he sounds more like birds than we do.
beginning, it was a case of a girl basically looking for her dad, right? And I think a lot of that is abandonment issues. And I'm not saying this with any type of shade whatsoever, because if you've been following me for long enough, you know that my dad basically pieced out when I was 6 months old, just decided to not really be there at all after the first 7 years of my life, just completely disappeared. Completely.
I quite like this girl. What do you think, girls?
I agree.
I've seen her before.
Oh, have you?
Mhm.
Ready to glare. She's got 653k subscribers. She's quite, I mean, at first I was going to say, oh, look at her just stood in front of the curtain. But I tell you what, she's quite compelling. I quite like her. I shall definitely check her channel out after this. I think she tells the story well. She doesn't sort of and ah and go off on tangents like I tend to do.
To the point that the authorities were looking for it. Anyway, so I understand what it is like to look for your parent, because I did reconnect to him. Then I cut him out. Funny how the turntables, but I understand that. And I think that that's the real tragedy here, is that there was someone wanting to rekindle that familial bond, and it turned into something so fucked up and probably traumatizing on both ends. And I think that that's really the tragedy, that this could have been something that helped both of them grow, both of them get some kind of closure, maybe have a healthy father-daughter relationship, and none of that happened. Does that make sense? I see the potential that was just, I don't want to say thrown away, because maybe both of these people just weren't compatible as.
I just want to know who, I know they say that the girls had this competition, but who started it and who thought that it was okay? I mean, that's what I'm thinking. What kind of relationship did the father have with the other daughter? I think that's questionable. Let's see if she touches on that.
I mean, for the simple fact of, if your daughter is coming on to you, wouldn't you be like, get the hell away from me with all this?
Exactly. And also, I mean, I have heard of instances where, you know, it's like, who was it who said something about it's known as a certain kind of phenomenon. I have heard of that as well. But I mean, how can you be so unlucky to have a pervert? I'm sorry, I'm going to call him a pervert because it's incest.
Yeah,
you know, that's a perversion. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Sasha. That's what I'm thinking. So I wonder if they sort of looked into that, but wow.
He definitely needs to be on somebody's list.
Oh, definitely.
Parent and child, clearly. So I'm going to stop. So his attorney, Jeff Loeffler, whatever, said in court that his client is very embarrassed by his actions and wished it never happened. Okay, so sure, we're going to pretend we believe that, but it's also like, this isn't just, this isn't that you made a quote unquote mistake and decided to hook up with your own daughter one night, which is already unimaginable. But pretending that that's a quote unquote small mistake and lapse of judgment, pretending. The decision to get married, to go to a physical location and also hide the fact that you're parent and child, and then say vows, say I do, you wish that never happened, that could have not happened. It was in your control. And it's not just like a momentary lapse of judgment like it could be to have physical whatever with someone. Like I said, in this case, I don't get any of it. I don't empathize with any of it. You can't convince me regardless, but it's like, it would be more believable if you said, oh, in the heat of the moment, something happened, which is the reality we're dealing with here, as opposed to, yes, we made the conscious and rational, quote unquote, in their minds.
I do wonder whether there's something else to this story. And I am going to surprise. I'm going to subscribe to her. Definitely. Yeah, it does make me wonder if there's not more to the story. I'm definitely going to check this out.
Decision to go to a courthouse, do the paperwork, say I do and all that shit. How are you going to convince me that that's just like, oh, a silly mistake? Like, you went to an official office. Like, hello. Last of all, there is also a very brief mention where the lawyer says that Fieldgrove, the dad, had sustained a brain injury and certainly is not a high functioning guy, which I guess could be true, but it's also like, why was this not immediately introduced? Why are there no, as far as we know, tests being ran? Certainly not a high functioning guy, because to me, that sounds like a cop out. It sounds.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it sounds like a cop out. And also, something that's not been addressed yet is the mother. Where's the mother in this?
The mom called the cops.
Yeah.
Okay, what, the girl's mother or the other mother, the one that he was married to? Was he? Oh, he couldn't have been married to the other one. The one that was he living with one of the daughters?
I think he was living. I think he was, but the one that he married is not the one that was living with him, and that girl's mother is the one who called.
Right. Okay. So what about the one that he was living with?
Like, do we know?
I don't know where.
about
I don't.
the-
Yeah, I don't know where her mother was at.
Yeah, mother's probably
Okay.
kicking herself for letting her go to see the father. Exactly. And also, I have to say, both these women, if both these women had had a child with this, low functioning male, don't you think that they would have had supervised visits then? I mean, do you know what I mean? Like when the new daughter came into the fold.
supervised in the sense that like she would be there when they met and when they
Yeah.
were like hanging out and
and
stuff.
just keep an eye on him. I mean, I want to find out whether this is some sort of sex fiend or not.
You know what? I mean, I think a lot of people would think that's too much, but I think my parents probably would have done something like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they should have. Like, I mean, even at 16, 17, being in high school,
Yeah.
do whatever.
But I mean, both these women slept with this guy, right? They both had kids with him, right? So they would know whether he's got some sort of kink or, he's a bit suspect.
Like hanging around strangers.
Do you know what I mean? And if he's low functioning. So I don't know. I'm going to do some investigating. So, yeah, I've got to find out about this. This is wild.
Sounds convenient, specifically if you're not even going to show any proof of that. Like, oh yeah, he's not high functioning. Like, are we supposed to take you at your word? This is all just a shit show. And honestly, I feel like if he weren't high functioning, wouldn't there be some record of something somewhere with his jobs or with anything else that would indicate that in fact was the case? Why?
Exactly. See, I know what I'm talking about. You two can sit there all silent, but
No, I think my internet spaced out there for a minute. I didn't hear you.
Oh, okay.
would it only come up now 40 years into his life? I don't know what the official paperwork is, if there is any, so I don't want to make any assumptions, but I will say it's very hard to believe, and it seems like very convenient timing to find out that he's effectively not high functioning. And especially if you don't even have like a number or a test, where do you draw the line of, oh yeah, so this just happened and he's not high functioning, so it's excused? It's like, well, I feel like that's also belittling a lot of people who aren't necessarily high functioning, because I think there are degrees, like with everything. So there's still responsibility as far as I'm concerned. Anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This girl is on the ball. Absolutely.
It doesn't matter that he's high functioning. He's still a threat to society.
Absolutely. I just can't get over how all these people were sick. I'm sorry. Even the girls were sick. So yeah, I'm going to check on this. I think she's probably saying goodbye here.
Let me know what you think in the comments down below.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for that, Bridge. That was interesting.
That's what I was just like surprised that like there wasn't more coverage of this.
Where did you see it?
It came up. A video came up in my recommended. It was by Ray William Johnson. He's old school, like the old school YouTuber, but he just gave like a brief synopsis of everything. So I was like, I need to learn more and see what happened. And like, I couldn't find anybody with like any like detailed information.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, God. Yeah, I think I'm sort of mind blown because it's from both sides. I think that's what I'm so mind blown about. We hear these stories of these, weirdos out there, these men, and they normally are men, but to hear that there's two girls, two teenage girls having this kind of competition with somebody who is their father. It's like
I just heard a story of a teenage girl who who preyed upon her little brother.
What, sexually?
Yes.
Oh no.
It's just I don't get it.
No, I know, it's sick, isn't it?
It is. I don't know. It's like I just don't understand the mind frame where even if you like, I get like hurt people and everything, but like, why would you want to hurt somebody in that way?
Yeah, I know. As I say, I think, I'm just blown away because it's like all of them. And I want to know where the mothers were. Yeah, I'm glad the mother, okay, one of them told the police in the end, but yeah, I'm just like blown away. He was oh, you're talking about, I haven't heard of him. Who's he? Ray Williams Johnson.
That's the guy who I heard the story from.
Okay. I didn't realize that they did stories like that on TikTok. I just show my cat on there.
Oh, and TikTok has all kind of discourse going on. Like right now it's the whole man versus bear that I see a lot of. Have you heard about it, Jan?
Man versus bear?
Yeah, if you're walking in the woods, would you rather come across a man or a bear?
A man.
You would rather come across...
Well, he might be nice looking. I don't want to come across a bear. You could get like attacked and eaten alive.
I love you so much, Jan.
Don't tell me. You'd rather run into a bear.
Jan's mind goes all the way to a nice looking man where I'm thinking I might find Jason in the woods with a knife.
Everybody's like, give me the bear, I'll take my chances. And Jan is like, I might find the love of my life.
It's got to be out there somewhere. Oh dear. I can't believe so both you girls thought bear and Sasha thought bear.
Listen, I'm not going to be in the woods either way, so it's kind of a mute point.
What's wrong with me? Oh no, Random Fish says she'd rather it was a man. See, I think at least with a man, you've got a chance. Like if he is horrible, if he's a nasty man, then you've got a chance against him, haven't you? Unless you've got a gun or something
I don't
or
know. With these
machete.
stories, it's like like so many stories. The women, they're assaulted, they're tortured, or whatever, and they still end up dead. And not to mention, like, however many people who survived the incident, then they go on to take their own lives because they're so traumatized by it. Like, I don't think, a situation with a man would be any better than the bear. I feel like with the bear, you're probably able to run or like yell or something, or they probably would just leave you alone. Like the bear probably wasn't really thinking about you.
Yeah, but the man might just be out having a wander on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah,
Man,
You
but
know what I
camping
mean?
in the
Okay.
wood. You might be camping in the woods, fishing, whatever.
Ah, right. Okay. Random Fish. See, I got the same mindset as Random Fish. More ways to reason with a man, I think. And you can also fight a man easier than a bear. Exactly. And Edna, how fast do you run? Could you?
not fast at all. That's why I'm not gonna be in the woods in that situation. But I
No,
don't
that's
think
not an option. That's not
but
an
no, if there's
option.
a man who's intent on doing something to you or unaliving you, I don't think you're gonna be able to reason with him. I used to
Well,
think that, but I've been watching too much true crime to think like that. Mm-mm.
yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
listen,
have
I
my
can't
best
believe
spray
you're.
for a man or a bear.
I can't believe you're watching true crime. When I first said, let's have a true crime segment, you were like, oh, yeah, okay. And I was like, oh, do you watch it? And you were like, no, I don't really watch it.
I
And
did.
now you're wanting true crime.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm thinking like, because you hear all these stories, and I think like, how do you find yourself in these situations, right? I think I'm the kind of person where, like, I met a guy in my building, and long story short, I was in this apartment, and the energy changed, right? I was like, time to go. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna figure out what happened. Is he in the bed? You know what I mean? He
Oh
figured
my
out that
God.
mess. I'm out of there. It's too
You
many
shouldn't
people.
put yourself in those situations, Edna.
I feel like you have to put yourself out there to get to know people, but when you get when you get an inkling, you get a bad feeling, I'm not gonna sit up here and let it turn into a full-fledged flag.
I don't think they mean by like some rando that you happen to meet in the in the
Well, okay, he was a
corridor.
neighbor. It's not as if I never saw him. Like I knew where he worked. I knew where, you know what I mean? Because I seen him around. And
What was that? Jeffrey Dahmer were people's neighbors too.
Yeah, but that's
Yes.
what I'm saying. As soon as I don't know, I'm a friendly person. I guess
Oh my God.
see,
Edna.
that's why I have to be
I'm gonna send you
careful.
some I'm gonna send you some sort of deterrent, like a whistle or something. Then
That's
when
why I
you're in
started
there you
watching
can
this true
blow.
crime because I'm not trying to be found in pieces somewhere, But that's the thing, like, I don't know, because I think most of the time no one's gonna have bad intentions. Like that's how I think. But since I've been
No.
watching this true crime and stuff, you never know. Like people
Mm-hmm.
are crazy.
Yep.
Especially in America. I mean, I'm sorry, but we're getting back to this America thing,
Look,
right?
I'm going to have to look up British true crime
Right?
because I'm tired of this. Like all the crazy
You
people
gotta
are in
fight
America.
back.
Yeah, I'm gonna find some crazy British people. I'm sorry.
Well, we've got a few. We have got a few, but not on the same scale as you've got over there, especially in places like Utah. Why have I got a top that says Utah on it?
Oh.
What's wrong with me? So it's like Texas, that's a bad one. Utah,
Florida is the worst.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Florida, and where's that other place?
They,
Illinois.
yeah,
Yeah, all those places.
they did a thing about serial killers, and I think most of them came from like the Midwest. I forget which state.
Yes.
It might have been
Oh.
Wisconsin. I forget.
I'm gonna Google it before we go. I'm gonna Google it. Okay. Right, okay. So what am I gonna put? Which state has more killers? Yeah. Has more killers. Okay, here we go. Let's add this. Right, is that big
That's what I
enough?
was thinking. That's what I was thinking, Random Fish, because I think it was around the Dahmer thing, and they were talking about so many that came from Wisconsin.
Oh.
Right, New York. Coming in at number 1, we have New York. As of 2023, New York has been home to 18 serial killers and has a total number of 677 serial killer victims.
I think it's something about being in a big city, like a populated area where it's easier to blend in and, you know, people don't know you as well. Because I find it hard to believe, like, in the Midwest where everybody's in everybody's business, that you can get away with a whole lot.
Oh, but they don't.
Yeah.
And anyway, why is it like, you know, we get these people that wander around drawing attention to themselves in New York? You never know who's going to be around the corner. That's all I can say. Keep wandering. Keep wandering with your trolley. Right, serial. Sorry, I just can't help myself. Right, serial killers. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, page not found. How annoying. Right, hang on. I wanted to say, because no, what I'm going to put is, I need to word it differently. Where do most murders occur? I don't think it is New York. The killers may come from.
Well, I know there was a couple of guys in New York that were just
New York, but
like in New York, there was a couple of guys just punching women because what did
Stop
he say?
it! I'm laughing. Don't talk about that. I'm laughing.
It was ridiculous. He was just like randomly, indiscriminately just punching women in the face. Oh, because he said sometimes women just need to be checked.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yes. That's why I think, like, you know, I can believe a place like New York because you know it's a big city where I don't know, like how many people you see on the train or whatever, like you never see again. You know, it's just
Stop it. I'm going on a train on Sunday.
Okay, let me not tell you about the true crimes that I saw where it was like an attack. The guy, I think this was in like China or Japan or something, where the guy got on with like a machete, and between the longest stop, he just started like stabbing people.
Oh my God! Stop it!
Is that the one that was trying to like imitate the Joker?
No, I don't think so.
Here we go. Which US state has the most murders? As in 2019 and 2020, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama hold the first, second, and third highest murder rates in the country, respectively. So you see, the killers, they live in New York and they they drive into these states.
They take road trips to Mississippi?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do their murders and then they go home again. Like the rest of the 10 states with the... Why are we laughing? It's not even funny. The rest of the 10 states...
New York is nowhere near those states. That's why it's so funny.
Yeah, but, well, they must get there somehow. How come all the serial killers are in New York then and the highest murders are in Mississippi?
Probably because, like in Mississippi, they don't have anything to do except for like drink and do drugs, and then people get mad and kill each other. That's probably it.
Right. So it's more domestic. It's more domestic in those places. Right. Hang on.
Probably.
Right. Okay. Right. What am I looking for here? Okay. Yeah. The rest of the 10 states with the highest murder rates include the usual suspects: South Carolina, Mississippi, Missouri, Tennessee, New Mexico, and Georgia. I'm not going to Mid-America ever.
That's the South.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Right, are we ready for this, guys? The 20 cities in the US with the highest murder rate, murders per 100,000 people, are St. Louis. Where are you living at this time?
St. Louis is the murder capital of the U.S.
It is.
Yeah. Meet me in St. Louis, meet me at the fair. I'm not going. I'm not. Why did
You
I
know
click
what?
on
To
that?
be honest, though, I've never. I don't know. Maybe just because I grew up here, but
You
I
just
have.
because people
I
fall.
haven't been
I
in any
know.
dicey situations. Like, I think if you're not about that mess, I feel like you won't be in it.
Well, as
That's
long
all
as
because
you
like
stop going to, as long as you stop going to your neighbours' houses, you should be all right. Just stop going.
I told my roommate, like, I was like, listen, I'm going here. If anything happens,
I'm
if you
just gonna pop next door to that weirdo because he seems like a nice man. Oh, Edna. Number 1, St. Louis. Okay, number 2, Baltimore. Where's Baltimore? Is that in?
Maryland,
the
East
Northeast.
Coast. Yeah, East Coast.
Okay, New Orleans. That's one place that I wouldn't mind going, New Orleans, because of the music. Detroit, Cleveland, Las Vegas. Las Vegas. Oh, my kids have been there. Kansas City, Memphis, Newark, Newark,
Newark, New Jersey. Yeah, Newark, New Jersey.
Chicago, Cincinnati, Philadelphia, Milwaukee, Tulsa, Pittsburgh, Indianapolis. Oh, that's where Peter Monk comes from. Oh,
Oh,
Louisville, Oakland, Washington, and then Atlanta. So all those are going to be erased. They're going to be erased off my list of places to visit.
no,
Okay.
no. Honestly, though, I think, like, not to say that senseless or random, violence doesn't happen, but I think a lot of times there's a connection when things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Normally women who go and visit their neighbours.
Stop it! Listen, I'm not. I know
I
better
can't
now.
believe you, Edna. Please be careful out there,
I
lovely.
am.
Please. Can't bear it. Right,
Listen,
the
it's not like
murder
he's
rate.
gonna pick me up and throw me over his shoulder. So
I'm not even going to say anything. St. Louis, 69.40%. That's a lot. So, yeah, no, I'm staying out of America. That
Well,
was that.
you see on that list, there was no LA, there was no Los Angeles.
There was Oakland.
Oakland is Northern California. That's way far away. That's like a 7-hour drive.
Well, you're safe then, lovely. You're all right. You can walk the streets, but I'd still advise you not to visit your male neighbor. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh man, but the
Just
thing
don't.
is, I heard like I was in Long Beach, and it was one time I was just on the bus late, and the bus driver was like, "You be careful over here." And I don't know where, I don't know. I feel like, if you're positive and you mean well, you'll be okay. And I know I have to be better with that, but it's like I feel like if you put good out, then you'll receive good.
Well, yeah. Maybe you should be sort of hoping to meet the man and not the bear then, because you just got to smile at the man, say hi, my name's Edna. Whereas the bear will just have you in his claws in like 3 seconds flat, rip you to pieces, and that'd be the end of our Edna. So
No,
yeah.
'cause do bears even eat people? That's
Yeah, they do.
Do they? I feel like the
Yes.
number
Oh
of bear
God,
attacks is
yeah.
nowhere near the number of violence from men.
Do you know, they say that if you do meet a bear, you're meant to just stand still.
Yep.
So
I saw a video of like kids were having a birthday party. It was some park or whatever, and the food was all on the picnic tables, and the mom was there with her kid, and a bear came up and started eating the food on the picnic table. It was a smaller bear. It was a smaller bear, but he was eating the food, and they were just sitting there, just looking forward. Like the mom had the kid's eyes closed, and she was not moving. She was just like a statue.
Yeah.
And he was eating the food. Eventually he left, but she did not move.
Yeah. I've heard that. I've seen a clip where they looked like they might have been Japanese students, and they were standing by the side of the road, and this bear came, and it was a big bear, the black bear. He, like, whoever was with them had said, just stand still. So everyone stood still, and one of them, the bear, took a liking to one of them and just wouldn't leave her alone.
Oh,
And she
wow.
was standing there rigid. And this bear just wouldn't leave her alone. He was
Oh my
sniffing at
gosh.
them, and I thought, oh no, that's scary, too scary for me. I mean, the first thing you'd want to do is run, but yeah, no, just stand still. All right, Edna. If
Oh,
it's a
man.
bear, not if it's a
Okay.
man. Smile if it's a man.
Okay.
Oh my God. Anyway, thanks, ladies. Thanks for coming. And yeah, this has been a one, isn't it? Always
Yeah.
always is. We always go off on different tangents, but yeah, always interesting just to chill. Drama Friday should be a good one. I'll have a
There's a
laugh.
lot going on, I hear.
There's loads going on. I don't even know what to cover, really. I want to try and cover a lot of different things, you know. Yeah, so I don't want it just to be about, the simpleton. I want it to be about other things as well. So yeah.
Well, you know that Yaba, she is suspended for for about a week or so.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She's going
And
on a
she's-
tangent trying to strike people's channels that are showing her videos, and she's real pissed about it. So
Yeah, she's raging, isn't she?
and then we got the dark witches out there hexing people and stuff.
Oh.
Who are the
Why
dark
did they say they were
witches?
throwing out hexes? the Hecate hex is what I call it. I have so much fun on Twitter, honestly.
Oh man, Jen, what about the and Bridge, the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef?
Jan probably doesn't know about all that.
No.
Oh, but you should get into it, Jan, because it had DJ Vlad, who was a white guy that tried to give his opinion on this rapper beef between two black men, and this Harvard professor, no, not Harvard, Princeton professor,
You're
basically told him on Twitter, like, you're white, this is black folks' business. And he tried to contact Princeton to get her fired.
He didn't try. He did. He added Princeton multiple times.
Yes.
But you know what? Who he didn't add when he quote unquote apologized? Princeton.
Yep. You should get in on that.
I'll have to check that out. So if I Google rapper Drake, that'll come up, will it?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, Drake and Kendrick, that beef is all over the place.
Well, that's their. I mean, it's two different situations. So it's the Drake and Kendrick beef, but off from that is the white guy, the Vlad and the Princeton situation. So that's a subset of that beef.
Okay, I'll see if I can look at that then. See what's happening, because I've never got a clue. When you're on one of your rambles on Twitter, I'm like, oh, she's off.
Just look at where I quote tweeted Vlad, and you'll see all the stuff with Vlad, DJ Vlad. DJ Vlad. So.
DJ who? Rad?
Vlad.
VLAD.
Vlad. Okay. Right, Vlad. DJ. Got me pencil here. Vlad. Okay.
Jen's doing her homework.
Yeah. I'll have forgotten it. By the time I've said goodbye to you, I'll have forgotten it. I'm an old bird. Leave me alone.
No, I'm the same way. If I'm not writing it down, then it's as good as not done.
Oh my God. All right, girls. Thanks for coming up. It was great chatting as usual.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
And thanks to everybody in the chat. It's lovely to have you along and just chatting. It was a bit all over the place today, but hey, it doesn't really matter, does it? As long as we're having a laugh and just being silly and being serious. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going. So take care of yourselves out there, because trust me, it's a rotten old world. So until the next one, till Friday. Bye-bye for now.